When you are shooting interview in the studio or any indoor place, you may arrange your lighting. And for the interview, 3-point lighting is very important. 3-point lighting, the 3-point, it means 1, 2, 3. Your front is the key source, there's another light source would be the fill and the backlight. This 3-point lighting is very common in the audiovisual interview process. And if you have option and time and support system, always use this 3-point lighting system. If you have only one light, you can make it in a different way. Like you can use a one reflector. One light here from, like here, my key light, and there is one reflector. So it bounce it here, so you will give a one, this part is brighter than this part. So it give you a 3D image and give you the depth. And the backlight will help you to cut from your face and background. So 3-point lighting is a very grammatical ratio. If you put your key light 1, just assume 1, then fill light would be half and the backlight would be quarter. Give you another example, like if you use here 4 light, like a 4 light, 4, then fill light would be 2 and the backlight would be 1. Why you are using this ratio? Because it will give you the appropriate depth. Just imagine, we can see everything through our eyes. Why lighting is important during the video? During the photography, we are not thinking too much about the lighting. Just think the why is important. Because we are using the photographs, different photographs, it means 30 frames per second. If you want to edit after shooting, would be a very painful job and very expensive job. Photography shooting, you can shoot only one image and you can edit it by using Photoshop. But video, so during the video, yes, you can use some editing option during the edit time, the color correction and the brightness and contrast, everything, but not all. So shooting and lighting is very important for the videography, lighting especially, because you have to fix the whole light system during the videography. And you have a question in your mind that why it is not like what we are seeing, because the camera hasn't have any brain. We see through our eye and we build the image in our brain. Just this is a receiver, the eye, and we can see through our brain. Brain create the whole image, but the camera doesn't have this brain. So what it is taking, and it's the real light situation and the contrast ratio and everything. So control this contrast ratio. 3-point light will help you to make your the interesting light, the key light, fill light and backlight. This 3-point lighting is good for the interview, and during the daylight situation also you can use this method. Like you are taking an interview of a doctor in his or her chamber and it is on the 10th floor, just assume. In the 10th floor there's a lot of light from the window. So you just open one window, sit in front, not in front, the side of the window, use one reflector, and maybe backside there is a door, just open it and place your camera in front of the doctor, then you will find the 3-point lighting. In daylight situation also you can create it if you are lucky enough and the situation is supporting enough to you to give the opportunities. But in the studio, yes, you always try to use the 3-point lighting system. You have to know this the situation that what you will going to do when you shoot in the regular time in the outdoor situation. You can't carry your lighting system or light and other things. So for that time you need to know about the lighting methodology. It means hard light and soft light. We have 2 types of light. When the sun is in your head, in top of your head, and there is no cloud in the sky, that time you will get the hard light. If you know this these 2 light, hard and soft light means is the when you working in the shadow area. It means there is no sun in top of you, like in the shadow area. You will find this edge, but not that differences like the white part and black part. Use soft light during the daytime. You can go in shadow or any under any roof or under any tree, but sometimes you can't do these things. You have to manage the hard light also, and that type you can choose a less contrast in your camera and take some footage like the procession rally in the daytime. You can't say that I have to wait for the soft light or I have to wait for the cloud. You know, in the cloudy day it's very good to shoot because all day time you will find the soft light. In this situation in Bangladesh, you will most of the time you will get soft light. In winter, the sun moving to the Australia, it's far from our country. So in that case, and there is a cloud and fog during the daytime. Most of the cases you will find fog. It will give you the soft light to shoot interview and shoot other footage. So avoid hard light or just wait for some couple of hours during the midday. Shoot early morning or late evening if you have the option. If you don't have the option, use reflector or move your subject from the hard light to the soft light. You can ask any person, please come to this side or in the shadow area to give the interview or just say something on camera. If you know these things, that hard light is kill your video, that time you think that, oh, I can't do these things, though I have a very limited option, very limited resources, but try as much as possible to shoot in soft light with less shadow. One more important question you can ask from your side: when the moon is full moon in the night time, will it be hard light or soft light? You know, the moon get the light from the sun. Yes, you know these things. So it's a reflection of the moon. The sunlight reflected from the moon, so we see the light. It's as the hard light. So the light source is very small. It means they are giving the very small amount of light. It doesn't mean that it's a soft light. The moonlight is a hard light. Just watch tonight. If it's a full moon, anyone is walking through this light, you can see the hard shadow of it. So the hard light, you can find it as a hard shadow, and soft light is a less shadow. So keep in mind that you always make your light soft. Oh, there's another question: how you will make a soft light during the shooting inside the studio? So The point is 3-point lighting is good, but it should be soft, not hard light. Our light source will give you hard light. If you put in front of the light as a diffuser, then you will get the soft light, like here. In front of our light there is a diffuser, so we are getting the soft light during the shooting. So use diffuser or soft box, you will get soft light. Yes, it is obvious that it will reduce the light intensity, it means power. When you use the light, direct light, it will give you too much light and you will get the right exposure, or maybe you want to use the shutter speed high and aperture high. So that time you will get comfortable situation. But if you make it soft in front of your light, you are using the soft box or diffuser, that reduce the light intensity, but you will get the very nice video with good soft light. In that time you have to adjust in your camera maybe the low aperture, it means the aperture would be open more, or shutter speed might be less than 50, 1/50 maybe. In that case you will just adjust this point, but you will get very nice video of it. So in summary, use soft light whatever the situation in the studio and the outdoor for your shooting. And for the interview, if you are shooting interview in the studio, use 3-point lighting system with soft box or soft filter or soft diffuser, and always avoid the hard light. Always try to avoid the hard light during your shooting. But as usual, you will face this challenge, but try as much you can. For lighting, contrast ratio is very important. It's very technical stuff. Contrast and ratio, 2 words. Contrast. What is contrast? What is the meaning of contrast? General people think our society has a high contrast. What does it mean to you? It means the difference between rich and poor is very high. So high contrast society, same as in your lighting situation. The bright part and the shadow part, the difference is very high. That calls high contrast light. Avoid this high contrast light. So when you use the 3-point lighting, you reduce the contrast ratio. If you use only one light, the another shadow part would be very dark. The contrast ratio would be very minimum, whatever the situation inside the studio or outside the studio. So know about the contrast ratio and understand this contrast and use the minimum contrast during the shooting. And again, you have one more question when you thinking about the contrast. Then why we are not seeing this contrast is too difficult? I already mentioned that we have a brain. Our eye can see and our brain can develop the image. In that case, what you see, the camera can't see. So try to see what the camera can see in that way. So reduce your contrast during the shooting.